24 hours I haven't slept. 23 reasons.
Hi there, BookTube community, and welcome to another installment of Erin's Book Club. Unfortunately, I am going to have to use my ancient laptop to do this video because my camera has decided that it isn't going to work, maybe, or might work, maybe. But unfortunately, it is raining out here, so the lighting is horrid. I've got construction downstairs, so you're going to get some sound. And it's just going to be that kind of video, apparently. So bear with me. We'll try to get through this and get this downloaded and work on lighting and trying to figure stuff out after this video. I have to tell you first and foremost, though, that there will be spoilers in this video. I'm going to talk to about the book the way that I want to talk about the book, and if that means that I have to give away things that happen in the book, then I will. So if you haven't read the book that I'm going to currently go through, you might want to turn this off and then read the book and come back and talk to me. But I had a whole pile of to-be-reads that I had straightened out to go through, and I had every intention of going through the to-be-reads book by book by book. But unfortunately, bear with me a moment, my computer has now decided to be difficult. There we go. Okay. But unfortunately, I got this in the mail. Now, if you guys can see the cover, okay, it is a lovely cover, and it's a morbid looking cover, and I had to read it, and it was right there, and I'm like, you know what, I'll read my to-be-read when I feel like reading my to-be-read. I'm going to read this instead, and I'm so glad I did. So, what I read was A Lion in the Dark by Malinda Lo. I hope I said that right. And let me say, it is the first time that I have read a book where the main characters are two of the same sex in a relationship. So that was intriguing, and I thoroughly enjoyed that because I have interest in that. I guess I would label myself as bi. So reading a book that has that kind of relationship in it is pretty awesome. Also, the book was a super quick read, and we were introduced to the characters right away. There was many different subplots. There were twists and turns on it that I totally didn't get and was taken completely by surprise by the end. The main character, who is also an artist, was something that I was empathetic with because I also do a lot of artwork. I don't do comics, but I do artwork. So that was pretty cool. And the way the artwork bled into the real life situation was very intriguing, especially with the twist in the end. The relationship right from the get-go was not a healthy relationship. It was obsessive. The main enemy that we were introduced to throughout the story actually had a more healthy relationship, of course, until the end, than the main character, who, even though she had an obsessive relationship, an unhealthy relationship, you actually felt sorry for this character, even though you shouldn't, because what she was doing was bloody scary. So that part was interesting. And then when you find out what actually happens in the end was phenomenal. I really enjoyed the cover. I think that the ink dripping from the hands like blood ties so well into the fact that everybody in the book had a hand in that murder. And everybody's just as guilty as everybody else. And I think the one that plays off as the innocent one isn't innocent at all. I think she was very good at manipulating everybody else that was around her. And I think I see a lot of that in the real world. It was just a really good read, and I think anybody who struggles with manipulative people should read this book just as a fresh eye-opener. It is a nice outlook on life. It also, she has so much like subplot and integrity into everything else in this novel. Like the parents of the main character, who I think are Vietnamese or Chinese or Oriental of some sort, are very believable, and you sympathize with them trying to make it in a world that maybe isn't as familiar that to them as it used to be, and the fact that the main character thinks of her mother as kind of a pushover when in reality she really isn't, and she knows what she's talking about. That's pretty phenomenal. Just all in all, a really good series. I think I got it done in, I don't know, 2-3 days. But I was coming home and rushing home to actually read, and so that was kind of cool. So without giving too much away, I think the dynamics between all of the main characters and the dynamics between the comic book that she writes, so very good. And the actual cover is I think perfect for the story, because the ink of the hand of this hand that's dripping off really for me symbolizes the blood that everybody's helped to spill, and the main character writing through the comics about the events that happened, that also I think shows the blood, and I think she knows the guilt, and that's what she was trying to show. But all in all, just a really good book, and I think you guys should all read it. And I want to thank you guys for listening to me, and I will try to get my setup a little bit better here so that I don't have to talk to you in the dark, and we'll go from there. So thanks so much again for listening, and I will let you know when I have another book read. Read a good book, guys.